Good afternoon, YouTube. I'm back walking on that trail. Our favorite trail. And I wanted to talk about people pleasing. People pleasing. And that ties in well with the video yesterday on boundaries, because I feel they go hand in hand. Typically, almost always people who don't tend to have good boundaries are people pleasers, because there's always a reason why you don't have good boundaries. And for me, it was being the daughter, the girl, the perfect little girl my parents wanted me to be, and doing things in spite of my own feelings, red flags, wants, needs, to appease others, to look good, specifically look good and impress others. In my culture, that's what it was like. And so I learned to override what I wanted in order to make others happy. And at some point in my life, it took a while. I was probably about 30 years old when I had just had enough. And I didn't want to do anything for anybody anymore. And people would say I became cold and mean, and to people who were benefiting from my lack of boundaries, that's what it seemed like to them. Because I was that person who did everything for everyone, was available all the time, physically, was available for phone calls even when I felt emotionally drained and had to listen to emotionally draining conversations. I just didn't know how to say no, because I thought it was mean and cruel, and I needed to make others feel better. And it wasn't until I learned that I'm not responsible for anybody else's feelings at all, except mine. Until I realized that, I felt so trapped and drained all the time and stuck, and I just found myself then avoiding people instead of speaking my mind and saying, hey, no, I'm not cool with that. And saying that, having the boundary with someone seems like a much more difficult option. And at first it is, but the benefit and the outcome of having that boundary then becomes so much easier. Life becomes so much easier for you afterwards. You don't have to worry about, oh, I said this and they're going to come up with an excuse, or, oh, I kind of lied and they're going to find out. If you're honest and speak from your heart to somebody, I just don't want to do that. I'm sorry. You don't even need to say sorry. I don't want to do that, period. I don't feel comfortable doing that. It drains my energy to do that. You speak your truth, and then people don't really have much to argue with, because that's your truth and that's how you feel, and they can't tell you how you feel. They may try, oh, come on, it's not that bad, or you don't feel that way. But you stick to your guns, and after time, it becomes much easier to just say no, to have no be a full sentence. My arm is starting to hurt here, holding this phone. Oh, it's like a workout. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, no can become a full sentence, and you don't have to explain yourself to anybody, and life becomes much easier and much more tolerable, and you don't do things based on trying to avoid people or avoid situations or conversations, because you have the confidence to just stand in your power and say what you want to say by how you feel. And that's it. And how people react is truly none of your business. You say your piece in a respectful manner, and that's it. And they take it however they want to take it. And here's the thing. People who don't have boundaries will take what you say offensively, because they don't know how to have those boundaries themselves. If you have a boundary with somebody who also is able to set their own boundaries, I guarantee you they will respect what you have to say and your wishes and your feelings. So remember that. Mostly family members are the ones where it's extremely difficult to have boundaries with. And they're the ones that will try to manipulate you the most. And that when they react to you in a certain way that seems to hurt you, it's just them not being okay with not having you be the way that they thought you were, the person they thought you were, and not being able to get away with the things that they were getting away with for so long at your cost. So be strong, start small, and remember it doesn't happen overnight, little by little, minute by minute, and it will seem terrifying. When you have a boundary, you will want to go hide in a hole or never look at your phone again to not see the response, and that's okay. And you just give yourself the time, celebrate your small little victories, and then keep going from there. And it does get better, I promise. And with that, I'm going to conclude this little video and continue this walk. See you in the next video.